At 32, after 2 years of meticulous planning for his dream startup, Alex found himself paralyzed. Every detail had to be perfect before launch. He watched as competitors, less polished but quicker, captured his market. This wasn't about high standards, it was fear crippling his ambition. What if the very thing you call excellence is actually the cage holding you back from your greatest achievements? Perfectionism is not the pursuit of excellence, it's the elaborate avoidance of perceived failure. You're not aiming for better, you're running from bad. Seneca observed, "Every new beginning draws its strength from a refusal to be perfect." True excellence emerges from action, from learning, from iterating, not from endless, stagnant refinement in the shadows of what might go wrong. The fear of failure is a powerful motivator for perfectionists. You delay, you rework, you analyze endlessly, not to improve the outcome, but to delay the moment of judgment. According to a recent Harvard Business Review article, over 70% of high achievers admit that their perfectionism stems from an underlying fear of not meeting expectations, whether internal or external. This isn't courage, it's a tactical retreat disguised as dedication. Then there's the fear of judgment. In an age of instant feedback and relentless comparison on social media, the thought of imperfection being exposed is terrifying. You meticulously curate your life, your work, your very self to present an impenetrable facade. But this facade is fragile. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your perceived judgment says more about your insecurity than the world's actual opinion. Perfectionism often manifests as the paralysis of analysis. You gather more data, refine the plan, consider every single hypothetical roadblock. Epictetus taught, "We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens to us." You're not preparing, you're procrastinating. The sheer volume of mental preparation drains your energy, leaving none for actual execution, making failure a self-fulfilling prophecy. This pursuit of flawlessness is an illusion of control. You believe if you just plan enough, refine enough, you can guarantee a perfect outcome. But life is inherently unpredictable. You cannot control every variable. The Stoics understood this profoundly. Focus solely on what is within your power. Your effort, your intention, your character, not the final, unblemished result. The hidden cost of this disguised fear is monumental. Consider the entrepreneur who delays launching their minimum viable product for 12 months, losing first-mover advantage and market share. Or the artist, like Sarah, who creates hundreds of sketches but never a finished painting, denying the world her unique vision. A recent study by Forbes revealed that 45% of failed business ventures cited over-planning and under-execution as a primary factor, a direct consequence of perfectionism. Perfectionism also locks you into the never-enough trap. Even if you achieve something remarkable, the minor flaws, the subtle imperfections, consume your thoughts. You can't celebrate the victory because your mind immediately points out what could have been better. This constant dissatisfaction erodes joy, fulfillment, and self-worth. You become a prisoner to an unattainable standard, forever chasing a ghost. The Stoic antidote to this paralysis is amor fati, love of fate. It's not passive acceptance, but an active embrace of everything that happens, including your imperfections and failures. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Stop fighting what is, integrate it, find beauty, strength, and learning in the cracks. Another powerful Stoic practice is Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. Instead of ignoring potential failures, confront them directly. Imagine the worst-case scenario. What if your project fails? What if you are criticized? By mentally rehearsing these outcomes, you reduce their emotional sting. You realize they are rarely as catastrophic as your imagination suggests, disarming the fear that fuels perfectionism. Focus instead on effort, not outcome. Epictetus taught that some things are within our power while others are not. Your effort, your intention, your integrity, these are within your power. The market's reception, the critics' reviews, the ultimate perfection of the result, these are not. Release your grip on the uncontrollable and pour all your energy into the only thing you truly own, your dedicated process. Embrace the power of good enough. Shipping an imperfect product, launching a draft, sharing a rough idea, this is how you gather real feedback, identify real problems, and make real progress. A recent study of over 1,000 tech companies found that those who released minimum viable products, MVPs, within 3 months of conception achieved product market fit 40% faster than those who delayed for perfection. Action fuels learning, perfectionism starves it. Action over inaction. This is the bedrock of Stoic philosophy. Seneca famously declared, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere," meaning scattered thoughts and endless planning lead to nothing. The only way to escape the labyrinth of perfectionism is to do. Take a step, however small, however imperfect. That single, flawed step generates momentum, provides real data, and builds the courage to take the next. Life is inherently messy. Trying to sterilize every experience, every project, every relationship to fit an ideal of perfection is to deny reality itself. Embrace the chaos, the unexpected detours, the inevitable mistakes. It is in this beautiful, unpredictable mess that true growth, genuine connection, and profound learning reside. Perfectionism builds walls, imperfection builds bridges. Discover the profound freedom that comes with imperfection. The weight of having to be perfect is suffocating. Imagine shedding that burden. Imagine creating, speaking, living, not for external validation, but for the inherent joy of the process. This freedom allows for spontaneity, for authentic expression, for genuine engagement with the world as it truly is, flaws and all. So how do you begin? Start small, start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Apply the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Send that imperfect email, write that rough draft, make that call, break the cycle of endless preparation. Every small, imperfect action is a blow against the tyranny of fear and a step towards liberation. Reframe failure as a data point, not a verdict. When Thomas Edison was asked about his 10,000 attempts at creating the light bulb, he famously said, "I have not failed 10,000 times, I've successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work." Every misstep, every criticism, every less than perfect outcome is invaluable feedback. It's not proof of your inadequacy, it's instruction on how to refine your path. Your true standard should be self-improvement, not an external, unattainable ideal. Focus on becoming 1% better today than you were yesterday. Compete only against your past self. This continuous, incremental growth, even with its inevitable stumbles, leads to far greater and more sustainable progress than the illusory chase for a flawless end state. This is Stoic discipline in its purest form, self-mastery through consistent, imperfect effort. What is one imperfect step you will take today? Don't plan it out perfectly. Don't second-guess yourself. Just decide. Send that email. Make that phone call. Write that paragraph. Take that first stride. Break the spell of what if and step into the power of what is. Your growth, your potential, your freedom depend on it. Confront the fear. Embrace your imperfections, for in them lies your humanity, your capacity for growth, and your greatest strength. As Marcus Aurelius urged, do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Be good by daring to be real, by daring to act, by daring to live. Imperfectly, yet fully.